my dear friends from Salon Industries and new friends from the wellness industry. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this forum, and special thanks to the Franchise India and the Marias to putting together this show for the fourth time in a row. When I becomes we, illness becomes wellness. So, me and Sachin were chatting about why we should not make this Salon Congress into a larger forum, and I'm glad that Sachin has readily agreed. And he saw a point in the suggestion, and only they can put together such a good show so fast. I think they have been trained to putting shows day in and day out. I think they are able to, any idea they quickly grasp and they are able to put into action. One of the first plaque which Gaurav gave me was, ideas are dime a dozen. People who implement the ideas are very rare. Anyone can come with ideas. It is the people who put the ideas into use is very rare. And in that, I would say that the Marias have really shown, we can all talk about various ideas at various point of time, but it is very difficult to put into action. So, congratulations and best wishes to the Marias for putting this, making the salon into a larger wellness industry. I think it's going to make a lot of difference. 15 years before, when I walked into the salon industry, it was a largely unorganized industry. And today, the first phase of the business is to organize the unorganized industry. And the second phase is to get the organized industry to specialized. And the third phase of the growth is specialized becoming personalized. In the salon industry, I can say we are, by and large, we have finished the first stage where the unorganized has become organized. Customer have become far more demanding. As Ritu rightly pointed out, the customers have started moving faster than the service provider. We are entering into the golden era of mankind. In the 1900, there were around 5 million millionaires in the world. In the year 2000, there were 500 millionaires in 1900, and in the year 2000, there were 5 million millionaires. And as I speak in front of you, it has increased by another 10 times in the last 15 years. So the growth with which the money and the business and the economy is moving around the world is fascinating. We are in a fascinating time. And India is very special. That is where the entire world is looking at India. India is a very young country. It is a dynamic country. It is an emerging opportunity with a huge kind of a 30 minus, that is the young population in India is somewhere close to 70% of our people are less than 30 years. And that's a huge opportunity. That is where the world over, everyone are looking at India, what we can do. What do we Indians lack? What do we Indians have? We have wonderful products. We have wonderful products. But what do we lack? What the Westerners don't have a good quality product. We Indians, we have good quality product. But what do we lack? We lack packaging. We lack the ability to think big. We are thinking everything is a secret. And we are all wanting to pass from one generation to another generation and make the business smaller. We are not putting the systems and process. We are not scaling up. Whereas the Westerners get a small idea like a burger or a Starbucks coffee. I think it's a shame for an Indian product not going into the international market. In fact, most of our products remain in one state. At best, they are in one town, and at best in one state. They don't even go the length and the breadth of India. And there are a lot of multinational products who have come into the country. They are able to scale up. I am not against multinational product. All I am telling you is there is a lot of learnings for us. What can we learn from them? Is the point what I am trying to make. There is a tremendous amount of learning. They have a bigger vision. That is the first thing. Second, they have the systems and process. 3, they are willing to share. We are keeping our businesses, our formulations, our products as secrets. And in the bargain, most of them become family businesses. And after some time, the second generation loses its interest. And slowly the idea dies. There are n number of products like that. Every state, every place has got a product and a service and the likes of it. Ayurveda is a very classic example. The 5,000-year-old science is been available in pockets with a very few. This thing, it's not been packaged well. It's a tremendous amount of opportunity what is available. I'm glad that the government of India has taken the initiative and put that AYUSH as a concept and put a separate ministry and people and money behind that. I think it's going to do a lot of good for all of us. One of my all-time favorite heroes is Dhirubhai Ambani. And we all think that business means only few of us can do. You have to have a pedigree. You have to have a lot of money. You have to have a lot of education. You have to have an MBA from Harvard. That's the predominant thought. However, Dhirubhai Ambani has very clearly demythified all those things. He was a petrol pump attendant in Eden, and he was putting a petrol for one of the car, and suddenly there is one more car which will come there. And every other attendant will rush to the other car. And after that, he will ask these other boys, who is he? Why are you all rushing to that car? And the other attendants will tell, he is a petrol well owner. And Dhirubhai will say, I am also going to become a petrol well owner one day. Everybody laughed, and Dhirubhai had the last laugh. In the night, he will work in an attender's office, in an auditor's office, and he will write accounts. End of the first month, Dhirubhai was given a salary check by the auditor's assistant. And Dhirubhai will refuse to take that check. And the assistant felt that he is a good guy, why is he not taking the check? Maybe he wants more money. He told his senior, and the main person called him and he asked, why are you not taking the check? Dhirubhai will say, I have come here to learn. I have not come here to earn. With such an appetite for learning. Dhirubhai's contribution to India is not the Reliance empire, it is not the stock market, it is not the, the petrochemical boom, it is not the Anil Ambani, it is not the Mukesh Ambani. He made the Indian middle class to dream big. That's the singular contribution of Dhirubhai Ambani. He said, think big, think fast, think ahead. Ideas are no one's monopoly. Think big. Small dreams are for small people, big dreams are for big people. There's a beautiful scene in the movie called The Pursuit of Happiness. In that, the Will Smith and his young boy, Will Smith will get a basketball gift for the boy's birthday the night before, and the next day morning, the father and the son will get into the basketball court, and the son will try to dribble and try to shoot. And Will Smith will say, no, you can't. You have to grow, then only you can shoot. And he will walk out of the court, and he will look back, the young boy will dribble the ball, and this time he will shoot it into the basket. And he will come around, put his arm around the shoulder of the boy, and he will tell the little boy, just because the world think they cannot, they will tell you you cannot. If you have a dream, go ahead and shoot it. Rain fills the size of the vessel you carry. Rain, if you keep a spoon outside, or you keep a tumbler outside, or you keep a bucket outside, or you keep a swimming pool outside, or you keep a river outside, rain will fill it. What is the size of your vessel? The question is that. If you have small dream, you will achieve small life. You will live a small life. You have a big dream, you will lead a big life. Think ahead. We all are, when we were young, we have read that story of a hare and the tortoise. The hare and the tortoise will take a race, and hare will run very fast. After some time, it will see the tortoise way behind. It will take some rest in the under a tree and it will start sleeping. And the tortoise will walk slowly but steadily and it will cross the finish line. That is what we would have studied when we are in third class. In life, the race is not between the hare and the tortoise. The race is between one hare and another. And quite a few times we need to run a race against a Chinese hare. How much ready are we to run against the multicultural hares which are running the race? It is not the bigger fish which will eat the smaller fish. It is the faster fish which will eat the slower. You cannot be slow. The opportunities are there for everyone for the taking. Whoever is faster, whoever is coming with a better product, whoever is adopting more, he is going to stand immensely benefited from that. Think ahead. We are living in a digital era. The industrial era is over. It became information era, and information era has become digital era now. There was a rock band which was playing in 2010 in UK, and the entire auditorium was electric. There were around 30,000 people in the auditorium. Everybody were jumping and clapping, and the entire auditorium was electric, and there is energy, high energy level filled in that auditorium. You know how the rock band, the Michael Jackson, the programs, how it is conducted. Fast forward 4 years. The same rock band is playing in the same auditorium in the UK. And this time, people were not jumping, people were not clapping, people were not cheering. There is a change. Either they are taking with a small mobile phone or an iPad, everybody were taking pictures. Everybody were filming. Peoples have changed. The product providers have not changed. How the customer, how we run our life in the last 4 years or 5 years, it has completely changed. The first thing we get into the morning, we take the smartphone and we see what are the messages, what is the WhatsApp, what is the email, what is the social messages. And the last thing we do is the same. We are now called screenagers. We are not called teenagers. We either see small screen or medium screen or big screen. So that's how think big, think fast, think ahead. Ideas are no one's monopoly. There are 3-4 points which I have come across during the 14-15 years of this building the brand Naturals, which I want to share. These are more general information. One is about competition. Competition is, we all dread and we all shiver of competition, especially when a MNC comes, multinational, we feel that our life is finished. The best thing which has happened to Coca-Cola is Pepsi-Cola. Minus the Pepsi-Cola, the cola market would not have opened. There is a story about the Japanese love for freshwater fish. Japanese are very discerning customers and they love freshwater fish. And after some time, the fish in Japan also has become very smart and they started going inside the sea. It was not available in the shore. Then the Japanese fishermen came out with an idea that they will have a boat, they will go deep sea, catch the fish and they will bring it to the shore. They tried it, but the Japanese customers found out, no, this is not fresh. And the next thing they did was, they had a refrigerator installed in the boat. And they went deep into the ocean, caught the fish and they came, and the Japanese customer again found it is not a fresh fish, it is a frozen fish. And the Japanese fish market was going through a turmoil, and then somebody came out with an idea, let us have a fish tank inside the boat. And they went with a fish tank inside the sea, caught the fish, put them into that fish, and they brought it to the shore. And the fish, when they were put in large number, they became very sluggish, they were not moving. And the Japanese customer were so discerning, they said, no, this is not the freshwater fish, what I usually like. And the people were breaking their head, and suddenly one guy came with an idea that next time when they went and caught the fish, they put a small sharks inside the tank, and the shark started chasing the fish, and the fish started moving, few were hurt. And the competition is like shark. They are very important for the growth. So have a healthy attitude towards competition. Competition is very good. A business without competition will not survive. Good competition is always good. Competition brings the best in the products and the worst in the people. So have a healthy attitude towards competition and look at competition as a welcome competition. If there is no Pepsi, Coke would have created a Pepsi. And that much is the importance of competition. The second is about my favorite, money. I come from a small town called Kadalur near Pondicherry. I live in we belong to a large middle class family. I have 3 brothers, 2 sisters. My father died early. Mom anchored the ship for the next 35 years. But today we live in a society where if husband and wife live together, it is called a joint family. I am not talking about that. I am talking about a very serious problem in the Indian middle class. I was a victim of that for quite some time. The Indian middle class thinks the rich are arrogant. The Indian middle class thinks the rich are bad. The Indian middle class thinks the rich will exploit the poor. The Indian middle class thinks to desire to become rich is wrong. This is the unsaid message in the Indian middle class. I was a victim of that for a long time. Before I met my teacher who told me this, every good human being has the moral responsibility to be rich. Every good human being has the moral responsibility to be rich. If the good people do not desire to become rich, money will go in the hands of bad people, and the bad people will use that and destroy good people. So in your own selfish interest, desire to become rich. It is not the action of the bad people which destroys the society. It is the inaction of the good people.